prevalence of autoimmune diseases in America has become so common that the list of potentially fatal ailments is long. In fact, according to recent statistics, it is a leading cause of death among young and middle-aged women in the States. And those who live with these illnesses often endure a life of chronic pain, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, depression, and more.
8 out of 10 of the top-selling pharmaceuticals in this country are biologics, and those are largely used to treat autoimmune disease. So that tells you we have a problem in North America because heart disease is the #1 cause of death, and only 2 of those 10 drugs were for heart disease. So that tells you that people are living with a chronic disease, and there's a lot of people out there that are living that way. And autoimmune disease, common ones that you might have heard of are Hashimoto's thyroiditis, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, rheumatoid arthritis. They cause a significant amount of pain in some part of your body, whether it's your joints, it could be your gut, but they're living with that kind of pain. It tends to cause brain fog. They can't think clearly, and fatigue is one of the main things. People struggle with fatigue, just the energy to get out of bed. The biologics that I talked about, they're treating symptoms and they're relieving inflammation so people can function better, but they're not getting at the underlying cause. Disease is still present even though the symptoms are better. The problem is these drugs cause a lot of long-term side effects, such as an increased risk of cancer or infection. What we need to get into is the cellular health. We have to make the cell healthy, then the tissue can be healthy, then the organ can be healthy, and then the person can be healthy.
While the medical community at whole is still diligently trying to understand and cure autoimmune diseases, recent revelations in understanding gene expression are opening the doors for new treatments that may help patients with their illnesses.
Being an anti-aging physician, what I'm trying to do is slow the aging process and the bad things that come with it, like loss of mobility, loss of cognition. We want to preserve that up until the point of death, and we have to basically remove any offending agents such as toxins. We need to replace nutrition, nutrients that may be lacking. We need to then put good bacteria in the system. And one of the biggest factors is replacing hormones that we lose as we age. We really need to replace those and rebalance for people to lead a quality of life. And then the big thing we do after that is flip the switch on genetic pathways so that we can reduce oxidative stress, which is basically free radical damage to our cells, which is the primary cause of aging and disease in the first place. There's a pathway in our body called NRF2. That pathway, when you flip the switch on, you're gobbling up 1 million free radicals every second and every cell. You can't do that taking an antioxidant. So we have precise combinations of nutrients and a precise recipe that flips that switch, turns that pathway on. Then we can create more mitochondria, and then we can flip the switch on the sirtuin pathways, which are the longevity genes that we need to live a long and healthy life. So basically, when we put all that together, we can make the body much more physiologically and functionally young again.